Great day, students. It's Mr. Sargent here with another science recap video, and we're continuing our series on classification. If you don't remember what classification means, it means to put things into groups. Now, the other day in the other video, we put different animals in group based on their physical characteristics, whether or not they had feathers, whether or not they lived in water, whether or not they could fly, whether or not they had fur. These are indeed great ways to put different organisms into groups. But in today's video, we're going to be learning about two groups in particular that we can put every living thing, not plants, not bacteria, but everything else, all living things, into these two groups. Now, these two groups have a very similar name, so sometimes it gets a little confusing. So hopefully this video is going to help you out a little bit. Now, the two groups that we're going to split every living thing into: vertebrates, invertebrates. Very similar words except for the prefix in. See it right here? That prefix says not. So these are not vertebrates. All right, now that we get that cleared up, let's talk about what vertebrates are. Now, if you're watching this video and you're human, you are a vertebrate. Because if you feel right here on your back, you have a bone that protects your spinal cord. It's called your backbone, or we can say vertebrates. Your backbone makes you unique, makes you different. The backbone helps you out so much. Other than protecting your spinal cord, it actually allows you to stand up and sit up and have good posture. It allows your body to have structure. It allows your ribs to attach. There's a lot that a backbone does, but we're not alone in the vertebrate category. Any animal that has a backbone is in the same group we are. All right? Now, we classify as a mammal. So other mammals will join us, such as bears, and kangaroos, and whales. These are all vertebrates, okay? Now, mammals aren't the only group in the vertebrates. We also have fish, which is the largest group in the vertebrates. There are millions of fish out there, and they all have backbones. All right, we have amphibians. We have reptiles. We have birds. That's a good list. But even if you look at this list, we still have a lot of differences, don't we? But we're still part of the same classification because we all have something in common. That is the backbone, or the vertebrate. Now, as far as invertebrates go, there are way more invertebrates out there than there are vertebrates. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. Invertebrates, a lot. There are a lot of vertebrates as well, but the largest group is the invertebrates. Now, when we think of invertebrates, they don't have a backbone. Every insect, because it has an exoskeleton or a skeleton on the outside, it has no backbone. So when you think about all the insects and bugs out there, each one of them is an invertebrate. Spiders, invertebrates. There are so many invertebrates out there that there's just so much I couldn't even get to. I'd be here all day talking to you about invertebrates. But the big difference that I want you to see is the difference between the two groups. Backbone, no backbone. Backbone, no backbone. Okay? Big difference. Now, to learn a little bit more about vertebrates, let's take a look at this vocabulary video that breaks it down a little bit better.
What's a vertebrate? Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone, and every person is a vertebrate in fact. Whoa, your backbone supports your body and your spinal cord. which supports your body, helps you move, and so much more. But we'll get back to humans. Did I mention that there's 5 major groups of vertebrates? So do you mind if I take a swim in this pond? I'll do the backstroke to meet the largest group of animals with backbones. It's fish. They live their whole life in water. Many have scales, bony bodies, and jaws. They breathe with their gills, and almost all are cold-blooded. This pond has salmon. As for sharks, I hope it doesn't. Oh, what's on that lily pad? What a coincidence. The second group of vertebrates is known as the amphibians. They're born in water, then grow lungs to live upon the land. Think frogs and salamanders, cold-blooded with that moist skin. Backbone. 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 Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone. With millions of species, scientists classify animals by their traits to keep them well defined. Vertebrates have one, invertebrates don't. Backbone. Let's leave the water. The shore is more your style. Some members of group 3 are over there. Reptiles. Avoid the crocodile and the snake. I like turtles. Reptile skin is waterproof and tough. It's hard to hurt them. Their jaws are unhinged so they can swallow food whole, and they breathe with their lungs. Hold up. Look out below. Group 4 is swooping in birds. The vertebrates with feathers. Those warm-blooded, two-legged walkers fly together. Their beaks are known to peck, and I'm told their bones are hollow. Most fly, but some don't. A penguin is not a swallow. The 5th and final group includes you and even me, and cows and cats and kangaroos and even whales in the sea. That's mammals. They're the ones who have hair or fur, breathe with lungs, have teeth to chew their food out they prefer, give birth to live young. Unless you are a platypus, you think that was a lot. There's 20 times more invertebrates. Backbone. Backbone. Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone. With millions of species, scientists classify animals by their traits to keep them well defined. Vertebrates have one, invertebrates don't. Backbone.
Another great vocabulary video. Learned so much about vertebrates, and I will tell you, if you log on to vocabulary, you should be able to find a video on invertebrates as well. Now, for today's activity, I want you to take a look at this. There you go. It's called Identify Invertebrates and Vertebrates. Now, what you're supposed to do here is, if you look, there is a chart at the bottom here where you can put different animals. Now, if you look right above the chart, you'll see a list of animals from scorpion, fox, octopus, snails. I see beetles there. I see hawks. I even see a T-Rex in there. What you need to do is, in the boxes below, you need to list some animals that you want to choose. Then you decide whether it's a vertebrate or invertebrate. Now, if you need help with this, go back in this video or go back in the vocabulary to get a better sense of what vertebrate versus invertebrate is. And then it asks you for 2 important traits. Now, these are characteristics. These are things that make that animal unique and different. If we look here, we have the rabbit. It is indeed a vertebrate because it's in the mammal group. And they say a rabbit has long ears and a rabbit is a mammal. Those are both important traits. So, ladies and gentlemen, good luck with this activity. I cannot wait to see which animals you choose and how you classify them. I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have an incredible, incredible day.